Speaking of Nick Wey, he's standing by with Aaron Bates.
He is one happy man right now after winning that semi. It means you're going to the main event. You've got the opportunity to win $1 million tonight. Your mechanic, Big Nasty, he is doing nothing but polishing your bike right now. You're very happy with your setup. How are you feeling about moving forward?
Yeah, I had a great time out there. It was awesome to get the start and win that race. I mean, obviously there were some great riders in there with Musquin and Wyndham and all the other guys, so it was great to get my Mafia back, MSR Kawasaki up front, and kind of show those guys that you don't need the big truck to do big things.
That's right. You're pitted out of your own van right now. If you won that money, what would you spend it on? Would you at least buy yourself an Easy Up?
No.
You're happy with the setup?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate over my career to have been on a lot of great teams, and appreciative of all their help. But this year I'm going to kind of stick to my roots and do what I think's best. And if that's out of a van, then maybe I'll do that. But basically just trying to put some things together. But with my core group of sponsors that have been behind me for years, Mafia and MSR, and my career at Pro Circuit and things like that. So looking forward to 2012.
Yeah, congratulations on all your hard work paying off so far tonight.
While that interview was going on, you saw Brock Tickle get around Paluzzi to take over second place. And a reminder that coming up, the Cup race in Charlotte is coming to an end, so we will be sending you back to Charlotte for a special edition of NASCAR Victory Lane here in just a few minutes, and then we will bring you right back to Vegas. You're not going to miss a thing out here, but coming up shortly, a quick trip back to Charlotte for a special edition of NASCAR Victory Lane here on Speed. All right, back to the action here. Open class Semi 2. Working away towards the conclusion of this one. Mike Alessi still leads.
Yeah, but look at all these lights riders. You got Tickle, Paluzzi, Bowers, the Arena Cross champion, of course, Seeley, Davalos in there, all battling. And Davalos, he's 23 right here on this Suzuki. Seeley's got the final transfer spot. Now we're going to see, now that this track's dried out a little bit, just how big nasty these guys can get, right? Because it's going to happen.
There's Paluzzi. There's Bowers on the 911. The 34 is Seeley, and Davalos right behind him on the 23.
And these other riders right there, Seeley and Davalos, if they try to get in there and push Bowers around, he's a big boy. He's from the Arena Cross Championship where they ride dirty, and you have to move guys out of the way. But Bowers, he's big. It's going to be tough to move him. You're going to have to just go right at it if you're going to try to make that sort of pass.
Only 2 laps here left, almost a lap and a half.
Well, one thing that a lot of people talked about with this race, is the fact that, some of these guys aren't going to be seeing each other again for the rest of the year, throughout all of 2012, because they don't race in the same class. So you might make a move on a guy because you're not really worried about ever running into him again.
I wouldn't say that. It seems like you find yourself running back, crossing paths again. Look at this. Tickle trying to work him over here.
Tickle on Alessi as it come up Monster Mountain. Back down they go.
See, I'm waiting, Ricky, for somebody to use that line right there to just go straight down into it. It looks a little wet when you come down from there, and it's maybe not quite time to play that card, but that turn coming down out of the peristyle is wide open. With
about 2 laps to go in his heat race is when Mike Alessi lost his transfer ticket. Let's see if he can hang on to it here in semi number 2. He's got 1 lap to go to hold off Tickle and maybe get that win.
See Tickle trying to work some different lines here. Looks pretty good. Staying a little bit lower in some of the corners, making a little wider exit or enter in the corner there.
Wide entering turn 1 is not good today, no?
No, it sure isn't. Look at that. Bam. Cool jump right there. Fans got to be loving it there in that Monster Energy VIP section.
Yeah, that whole area out there. Ralph and I walked out. See at the top of the screen all in there. There was a massive
problems for
stage
Davalos. Davalos has problems as he comes to take the white flag.
Yeah, take it to the LCQ.
Yep. Look at this.
Battling to the end. Tickle carrying a lot of speed. Tries to get inside. He's got the lead.
Are you kidding me? Did you?
Alessi tries to answer back. Can't get it done there.
That was an awesome pass what Tickle just did. And Alessi tried to counter and couldn't. Tickle leaned into him. That was awesome protection right there.
Down the mountain. What does Alessi have to do here? Does he have anything in mind?
Oh, yeah.
See if he's still not.
Oh, that bobble killed him right there.
Yeah, that's going to give first away. But, Alessi, he's been wide in that turn, and Tickle, man, did he execute that turn so quick.
Checkered flag awaits him. Final corner. Brock Tickle will win it. Semi number 2, and a trip to the Monster Million main event goes to Brock Tickle. Michael Lessie will, however, get out of here with a transfer. Seeley, Paluzzi, they're all going, and so is Chisholm. Bowers just comes up short.
Now
What
watch,
a strong move.
Watch this here. Watch Tickle. He sets it up. He's like, okay, and watch right here when he gets on the throttle. Bam! Right here. Exits so quick. And Alessi, he just hesitated a little bit through there, you know?
He did. He had a wrong exit line, and he was in the rough line, too. And you can see he tries to counter, but boom.
Hey, you know, we've seen Bowers come by outside of the top 5, and Davalos had a mistake there. I think that with
Put 2
one
and
to
2
go,
together, right?
I think there's a little contact there.
Could very well have been. There's a look at those top 5 going on. And Josh Hansen will join some of the others in the LCQ. Remember, we had a poll question. The biggest shocker of the night so far here at the Monster Energy Cup is the fact that this man, Kevin Windham, has not gotten a transfer into tonight's 3 main events, which would give him a shot at the Monster Million. Here's how his night has gone so far. Heat number 1, first turn, and the 14 is on the ground.
Not a good way to start off a special event like this. And it would continue on into the semis.
Yeah,
Semi number 1 right here, Ricky.
You can see right there, guy falls in front of him. He goes off course, tries to get back on, couldn't catch up and rebound. Look at jumping past as he got up closer to the pack. The riders were a little bit better, ran out of time, didn't make the transfer spot, so here he is.
Jeff, he's got one more shot. One last chance qualifier. 4 laps.
Man.
4 riders will transfer out of here.
You know, guys, Windham is a very Vegas type of guy. We all know that, okay? And every now and then you're down. And then you got to just roll the dice and you got to go for it. And if you want to win anything. And Vegas, Windham is that type of guy. His personality is made for this event.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he's got the GoPro going right there on his chest. I think Windham's going to pull it out. I think he's in a great starting spot towards the inside. But look who else is in here. You've got Blows, Freezy,
Hansen,
Bowers.
Here we go. The last chance qualifier.
look at that.
Windham on the inside.
Looking like a 4th.
It's got to be 4th or better. He's in 5th right now behind Blows, trying to work that inside.
Oh, these guys. Look at the players that are up there, Ricky.
Oh, man, this is, I'm telling you, there are no slouches here.
Oh, here he comes now, trying to get around the outside. If he can get one more spot around Blows. Back to the inside.
This is where now the track is tacky, Ricky, and those open turns, okay, this is where it's going to start to get dirty here when you're trying to go for that $1 million.
There it is. That's the transfer spot. That puts him to 4th. Now, can he improve on what will already be a miserable gate pick?
Absolutely. Look, he's going to do it right here. He's going to set him up.
Look who's
Go down the
leading now.
inside. Doesn't make it happen, but he's right there.
Hansen out front. Little Hanny headed toward Monster Mountain. And here comes Windham. He cuts back to the outside at the top of the hill.
Freezy
Back to the inside. Freezy just took the line away.
Hey, Freezy's got a reputation, and that is why. He knows it, and he is absolutely going to go for it. This guy is an awesome motorcycle rider, but this type of event is perfect for
This
him.
is where we're, okay, you guys see what's happening here. Everyone's talking about, oh, it's one line, this and that. Well, notice how when the stakes are getting high, you start seeing all these other
You make the
alternate
line where you
lines.
need
Yeah,
it,
that's
right?
There's a little bit of dirt.
Davalos! Oh, down goes Freezy! Freezy is down out of it.
You never see Kevin Windham doing that.
No, only when there's $1
Wow.
million on the line.
Well, I can tell you right now, Freezy ain't gonna win $1 million. He's headed to the house. Load that thing up.
All right, so let's reestablish here. Davalos is out front. Hansen is now into second, and Wyndham is in third and charging with an attitude. Here it is.
Check this out.
Watch Wyndham. He goes to the inside. He's already eyeing it up. Gets right in there. Slide. Oh, see ya. Freezy checked up. Freezy should have gone wide.
That was beautiful.
Look at this.
Now watch this. Freezy should have gone wide and stayed with it, but he stopped. Okay, Wyndham was going to come on the inside. I've seen that a little different.
No, but Freezy wasn't being too cool to him in this section. Just before that happened, he had it coming. And
now, would you look at that differently if it was a points race as opposed to an all-star event with $1 million on the line?
yeah, he probably wouldn't have done that at a regular Supercross race, but this isn't a regular
It's not.
Supercross
That's
race.
right.
Okay, here we
That's
go.
what's cool about it.
Now,
Little
how much
Hanny.
more will he do? He's got Little Hansen in front of him. That would be for second. Davalos continues to lead. Bloss right now has the final transfer.
Hey, guys, that replay that we saw of Hansen going down earlier today, that was a bad deal. So the fact that he's even up right now, he could barely walk off the track. The fact that he's on the bike and still in a position to make it here to the main, that's pretty impressive.
And you talk about two guys that really are capable of doing good here in these main events. If they transfer, I mean, they get a good start, you know, you know.
Well, Hansen had a rough day earlier this afternoon, Aaron.
He most definitely did. In fact, when I caught up with him earlier, he said that he did not feel like riding tonight. He only had 4 days on this bike to prepare. He was completely uncomfortable, but he said, if you do see me out there racing tonight, it is because Mitch Payton has forced him to be out here.
Ooh, interesting.
Get out there and ride that bike. Wow. Hey, but he's doing all right
Got a good
now.
program, yeah.
He's really good.
Speaking of Mitch Payton, he and Kevin Wyndham tend to, shall we say, swap money back and forth at times.
Yes.
And they always pay up on those deals when they come to Vegas.
This
and
is
coming
great.
to Vegas this year, I saw Mitch at the hotel the other night. He said, hey, you got to tell everybody, I owed Kevin Wyndham $6,012 coming to Vegas. He paid him back just the other day in singles.
I seen it. I seen Kevin. I seen Kevin last night. He's like, RC, check this out. It was a backpack. The thing was
Yeah.
so heavy. I opened it up. It's $6,012 of $1 bills. That's
Note
like,
to
all
self,
right.
don't do any strange dealings with Mitch Payton. Right?
If he don't make the main event tonight, that may be the most
Yeah.
money he makes here.
That's right. White flag is out, 1 to go. Okay, now we're fighting for that start position. What can you do? Davalos, Hansen, Wyndham, and Bloss. They hold the final 4 spots.
I say at this point, if you're Wyndham, you're not going to jeopardize a transfer position for a better gate pick. You just want to get in the main event the way that the night's going, right?
Yeah.
Hard to argue with it.
Come on, guys.
We've seen how good.
No, I
We've
know
seen
what
how
I'm talking
good.
about.
You keep telling us you do. Davalos out front. He knows what he's doing right now, too. He's leading.
I can't wait for these main events because we've seen how good it was just in the LCQ when things had to happen.
Well, and the first one's going to be a barn burner because you have to win the first one to have any shot, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you might throw it all away right here in the first one.
Well, and think about this. We seen what happened in that first turn in the heat race. You know in the main event it's going to get, that first turn's going to be really intense. If you're one of these riders here that's coming out of the LCQ, you're lined up way to the rider's right, okay? Man, if there's a pile up and you can sneak around, I mean, uh-oh, here we go.
This for the
Aranda
transfer
is
spot.
closing in on Bloss. That is for the final transfer. Aranda's on that 206. There's Davalos.
Hey, Davalos heading to the final turn here.
Good battle behind him. Checkered flag. Davalos is going. Who's going to get those spots? Hansen's in. Wyndham's in. Bloss just gets to the line in front of Aranda, who will have to watch the Monster Energy Cup main event from the grandstands.
Hey, that was a pretty good effort by Ronda. He knew exactly what was going on. Wow, so close.
Everybody has his shot in main number 1.